Old friends
Enemies?
and frenemies, welcome to The Dish. I'm Jamie Sanders.
And I'm Allie Reed. We are here to educate you. That's right. We are going to get you cultured on all things pop culture.
Tonight's show is going to be jam-packed with everything and everyone.
Except Zayn. He's working on a solo career now.
It still hurts. But to ease the pain, we'll have Hannah Perrin telling us all about what's new in the Twitterverse.
Aaron Kenigsberg will tell you what rumors T-Pain has been spreading.
Peyton Lewis will inform us if One Big Happy was the biggest or happiest show on TV.
And Hunter Reese will see if all experiences are in fact universal.
But for now, you are stuck with these two goons. Kevin Hart hosted the roast of Justin Bieber Sunday night along with Shaq, Snoop Dogg, Hannibal Buress, some other people, and Martha Stewart. When she heard roast of Justin Bieber, she brought her own collection of cookware and cutlery. Martha did have some of the dirtiest jokes of the night. I guess prison gave her some street cred. She said that she needs a player in the bedroom and a freak in the bedroom. No, sorry, a player in the boardroom and a freak in the bedroom. So Justin, call me. Whoa, Martha, go knead out some scones. But this roast was brutal. Mama jokes, Selena jokes, Bill Cosby jokes, and then they really started getting bad. Justin does redeem himself at the end when he apologized for his bad behavior. He said he lost the love of his life, who turned out to be his pet monkey he left in Germany. Sorry, Selena, I guess there's really no competition there.
Teenage girls, and also Jamie Sanders, around the world continue to mourn the loss of the beloved Zayn from One Direction. The support throughout the world has been remarkable through his period of great grief. Please don't ever let the story of your life end. The world would not be able to handle it. The singer claims he wants to be a normal 22-year-old as he already released his own single and jetted off in private plane with his fiancée. I mean, that's how I live my life as a 22-year-old. But as they say, independence is what makes you beautiful.
50 Shades fans, this may freak you out. Jamie Dornan admitted that he stalked a woman on the subway to prepare for his role as a serial killer in The Fall. If you think you see Christian Grey following you, you may want to watch out. Also, do not accept an invitation to the Red Room of Pain. It is a trap, obviously.
Ever want to, chat with Katy Perry? You had the chance when she posted a video of her dog on Twitter and Instagram, only to find out from thousands of phone calls that her phone number was on her dog's collar. Katy, you really jumped a left shark with that one.
Twilight fans, I have some bad news. Robert Pattinson is allegedly engaged to FKA Twigs. Oh, snap, like Twigs. Haha, but don't switch to Team Jacob just yet. More about this will come out later. Ooh.
Get ready for some nostalgia. Everyone, Netflix is on the cusp of ordering a 13-episode series of Fuller House, a spin-off the 90s favorite Full House. The show would focus on the lives of DJ Tanner and BFF Kimmy Gibbler, with Bob Saget, John Stamos, and Dave Coulier making guest appearances. There is no talk of roles from Stephanie or Michelle yet. How rude. Here's hoping this isn't an April Fool's joke like the heart-wrenching Happy Endings prank.
Geez, tonight is just really bringing back some tough stuff. There's no Zayn, no happy endings, no single R-Pats. I'm gonna need a second.
You do what you gotta do, Jamie. We'll give you a minute. In that minute, let's go to the always lovely Hannah Perrin. Give us some hot gossip.
Let's go away.
Thank you, Allie. And Jamie, I hope you feel better, but you might not want to listen because there's some more Zayn stuff coming up. Everybody loves a good April Fool's joke, especially if it involves One Direction. After fans have been uncontrollably crying since Zayn left the band, Harry Styles was trending on April Fool's Day. One trending topic was about Harry going to jail, and the other was hashtag RIP Harry Styles. While some fans let the ugly crying continue harder than ever, most people were very aware of the joke, claiming that the fandom is already bored after the news of Zayn. Clearly, the only option after losing a member of the band is to arrest them and kill them off. Good job, 1D fans. Good job. Chris Rock has been trying to shed some light on a major issue of racial profiling. The comedian has been posting photos of himself every time he gets pulled over for no reason, which so far has been once a month. Most people don't get pulled over that many times in their life. Isaiah Washington from Grey's Anatomy tweeted Rock saying, "I sold my $90,000 Mercedes for 3 Priuses because I was tired of being pulled over by the police. Hashtag adapt." Washington, you should probably just stop. Telling someone to sell their car and adapt isn't going to make the situation any better. I have nothing else to say to you. Hulk Hogan has been tricked twice on Twitter, which I don't think is very surprising to most people. Last time, Hogan retweeted a picture of Madeline McCann saying it was their niece who had just won a hide-and-seek competition. This time, Twitter user named AndySE25 tweeted Hogan asking him if he would retweet a picture of his grandfather who was rocking a WWF shirt. As it turns out, it was not his grandfather but Joseph Fritzl. You know, that sick criminal who locked a woman in a basement for 24 years? I have two pieces of advice for two idiots on the internet. Andy, that's not funny. And Hogan, stop retweeting pictures of people on the internet. Faith in humanity is lost once again. And for the first time ever, The Dish is not going to ask Miley what she was thinking on Twitter. Instead, we would like to praise her. Senator Tom Cotton made some very bigoted comments about the LGBTQI community. Miley then tweeted, "Let's stir some expletive that starts with S up." Senator Cotton, 202-224-2353. Happy hippies call and express why freedom is important to us and our country. La-da-dee-da-dee. Way to go, Miley. Okay, that's all I've got for you lovely viewers. Hopefully it's been enough time for Jamie to feel a little less gloomy. Let's find out.
Honestly, it was. Thanks, Miley.
And Hannah.
Right, yeah, I'm sorry. Right. Sorry, Hannah.
She's an adult. It's all good.
I shouldn't have done that. I zaned her.
It's fine. It's fine. You know what? Aaron Kenningsberg is going to tell you some rumors to make you feel a little bit better.
I'd like that.
Glad I can be trusted with such an important task. Thank you, Allie and Jamie. T-Pain dropped a new mixtape and some big news. When Vulture asked if he would feature FKA Twigs on his new album, T-Pain revealed she's engaged to Robert Pattinson, who he referred to as Patty. When further questioned, T-Pain said, "I don't know if she wanted anyone to know that," which is pretty low of him. But maybe he let it slip because he was watching that booty work. Or maybe he could blame it on the alcohol. I still thought Patty was with Bella Swan, Kristen Stewart, so this is news for me. My only concern is whether he'll turn her into a vampire before or after the ceremony. I need to know if I should wear a garlic necklace. But no matter what, I won't be wearing white apple-bottom jeans or boots with the fur. It looks like Wilmer Valderrama and Demi Lovato are taking their relationship to the screen with a new top-secret project. Now, I'm excited because everyone at film school knows sparks fly when you work on set together. I'm hoping it will be the sequel to the Princess Protection Program, or Handy Mandy, the movie. Wilmer hopes to act and direct in the film, citing Tom Hanks as a role model. I say forget Tom. Wilmer is my career role model. Who could forget his chilling performance in Yo Mama? When asked if Demi would contribute to the project, he kept things vague, saying they're making a big announcement soon. I hope she's at least working on the soundtrack because we need a Camp Rock 3 CD, and I really want to see Fez win the final jam. Well, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. After buying 2 cats and doing a lot of baking, it looks like Taylor Swift has finally found another boyfriend. Now, neither Tay nor her new love interest, world-famous DJ and the new face and body of Armani, Calvin Harris, have confirmed that they're dating. However, the two were spotted in Whole Foods wearing matching sweaters, and you know what that means. They look like they could be at least cousins, which is probably why they feel so close. But Harris is known for getting a little crazy when it comes to girls. He prevented his ex Rita Ora from performing at the Teen Choice Awards last year. Although T-Swizzle probably knew he was trouble when he walked in. Plus, she's a nightmare dressed like a daydream, so maybe they deserve each other. And who knows, she does have a knack for making bad boys good for the weekend. I just pray to God he doesn't leave any teardrops on her guitar. Well, that's all I've got for you. I always love leaving on a Taylor Swift note. Back to you, Jamie and Allie.
Oh man, so do I.
I feel good again. I really do. Let's hold on to this.
All the way through commercial. We'll be right back.
Yep.
You are crazy. And we are back to the dish.
Feeling so good and so fresh.
So fresh.
Never mind. Wow, television news, good. People around the world, or at least those with an HBO subscription, got an inside look at the Church of Scientology last week. With 1.7 million viewers, HBO's Going Clear has become the network's most watched documentary in almost a decade. As can be expected, the shady organization, that's Scientology, not HBO, has raised an uproar, undoubtedly vowing to bring alien lord Xenu's wrath upon all who oppose them. We can only assume the wrath will look a lot like the church's army of lawyers. But will the combined forces of Xenu and his prophets, Cruz and Travolta, praise be their names, be enough to take down the behemoth that is HBO? All we know is that it will truly be a battle of the century.
Jon Stewart's replacement for The Daily Show has finally been chosen. That choice was South African comedian Trevor Noah, and already with this choice has come the best kind of drama, #Twitter drama. The uproar came from a series of tweets Noah made throughout his career that could be considered offensive, because what sort of comedian would ever dream of making a joke at someone else's expense? It is truly the most deprived individuals who would dare joke about women's sports, Israel, or God forbid, pornography. In more important news, Jon Stewart has reportedly stated that he will consider rejoining The Daily Show as a correspondent. Maybe one day he will rise in the ranks to become the host. We can only dream.
In a further convergence of film and television, Hollywood director Guillermo del Toro is going to be directing an episode of NBC's Hannibal. The hit show that reimagined the iconic villain Hannibal Lecter depicts just how much a man can be like a demon from hell. Boy, I wonder if Del Toro will be up to the task. The challenges of a director can be very Pacific, especially for a show that straddles the rim between the horror and drama. That being said, I'm sure Del Toro will be able to weave his way through this labyrinth and have everything pan out to be one of the best directed shows of the season. Hey-o!
Top Gear host Jeremy Clarkson has found himself at a fork in the road, and instead of choosing which way to go, he punched the fork and got fired. Clarkson, despite being known as violent and racist, has been able to maintain the support of his fans even after he assaulted producer Oyzan Timon. In an act of devotion that would make a Scientologist proud, some of Clarkson's more zealous followers have even taken to threatening Timon as if this whole ordeal were his fault. Where Clarkson will now go is uncertain. When Nazi war criminal had to leave Europe, they fled to Argentina, but this violent racist can't even go there because he was already chased out of that country by an angry mob last year. I think it's safe to say that his career has finally reached the end of the road.
Spring, spring. Spring is a season of rebirth. Trees spark back to life, animals come out of hibernation, Jesuses rise from the dead, and television shows are renewed. Some of these renewals are expected. The Big Bang Theory and Game of Thrones are both going to be with us for years to come. Some renewals are pleasant. The Flash, Vikings, and Gotham weren't a sure deal, but we're glad they're sticking around. Finally, some shows are horrible, like Two Broke Girls or Mike and Molly, but have still been renewed for some godforsaken reason. Why, CBS? Jesus didn't die for this.
Meanwhile, we are still over here waiting for the status of the dish renewal.
Yeah, come on, EIV. We want to know these things. Now I'm angry. I am an emotional fruit salad today.
Great phrase, Jamie. For more great phrases, let's head to Peyton Lewis for TV reviews.
I'm delicious.
Thanks, guys. Okay, well, if we're talking about dated terms, I'm ready to jump in here. Now, what's the difference between an NBC sitcom and a hipster? Nothing. They're both humorless and clinging to the 90s. The premise of the Ellen DeGeneres produced show One Big Happy is that a gay girl and a straight guy decide to have a kid. Literally moments later, guy meets and falls in love with straight girl and, wouldn't you know it, baby mama drama. We're assuming the pitch went something like this. It's like Will and Grace, but reverse and somehow less progressive. The show could be good if the characters weren't so stereotypical and stale, but in general it's just not relatable. Like, who actually wears real pajamas? Anyone else feel sweatpants are underrepresented on the silver screen? No? Whatever. If it isn't canceled yet, tune into NBC on Tuesdays at 9:30, 8:30 Central. Now, MacGruber fans, stop doing whatever you're doing and turn on Fox. Will Forte's latest creation, Last Man on Earth, is unsurprisingly hilarious. The title is a bit deceiving because it's actually about the last group of people on Earth. Perhaps the last group of 30-somethings on Earth is more accurate. The show revolves around the last few people on Earth, including Will Forte, January Jones, and Kristen Schaal, who play the last person you'd ever want to be stuck with ever. The type of person who says tomato instead of tomato. Gross. It's been reported that Forte and Jones are dating. Maybe it's true love, or maybe it's Maybelline, or maybe they forgot they're not actually the last people on Earth. The show is a lot like one long improv scene in that there are endless opportunities and lots of awkward white people. Yay. Check it out Sundays on Fox at 9/8 Central. Now I'll throw it back to Jamie and Allie so we can get back to whatever it is they were talking about.
Thanks for that, Peyton.
Maybe if you were paying attention, you know that we were talking about, sometimes I just...
Girl, calm down. You want to do some movie news?
Yeah, I guess.
Let's get down to business to reboot Mulan. I can't sing the rest of this. Please, let this be better than Maleficent. There are so many questions circling in our head, like, will they cast a Chinese girl? And who will voice Mushu? I could hold that for so much longer, but instead we're going to talk about the new Spectre trailer that dropped, and guess what? Christoph Waltz is playing a creepy, charming German villain. Whoa! The rest of the trailer focuses on Bond's secret past, because that concept wasn't convoluted enough plot in the Skyfall. Despite this, Bond's back and better than ever with more heavily implied sex that will anticlimactically fade to black. We even get a glimpse of Monica Bellucci, the oldest Bond girl ever, surrounded by a team of priests. So age may not be the thing standing between Bond's Bond and Monica's Bellucci. Spectre will shoot its way into theaters this November.
An Emerson alum is getting a serious paycheck. The hit book series written by our very own Seth Grahame-Smith's Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is in the works. Despite being officially announced in 2010 with Natalie Portman and 2014 with Lily Collins, this release date may just stick with their new lead, Cinderella darling Lily James. With films like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and I, Frankenstein being devoured at the box office, PPZ has a lot standing against it. But there's still hope, since the film will remain a period romance focused on Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. Let's just say there will be a lot of eating out. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies will attack theaters in 2016, but probably in 2020 starring Quvenzhané Wallis.
Breaking news in the X-Men world, the Wolverine standalone films will end their reign after the third and final installment. Yay! But Hugh Jackman confirmed that the Wolverine sequel will be his last X-Men film ever. No! To be fair, the new X-Men films are heading in a new direction, focusing more on the younger cast, and Wolverine has his own angst to deal with. Jackman will continue to slash his way into our hearts in X-Men Apocalypse, which comes out in 2016.
Does he have your attention? I think he deserves your full attention. DC fans are wetting their pants over Jesse Eisenberg's head. It's shiny, smooth, pale, and shall we say pure evil. If you didn't guess it already, the first image of Lex Luthor has hit the web. The announcement that Eisenberg was cast as DC's new incarnation of the Man of Steel's arch nemesis was met with angry fans holding fiery pitchforks at their computer screens. Fans are now certainly singing another tune, which proves that if it looks like a duck and smells like a duck, it's probably the CEO of LexCorp. Batman vs. Superman will fly into theaters March 2016.
Now let's go to our very own Lauren Feeney with a few movie reviews.
Do you think she's related to Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World?
Man can dream, can't he? Lauren?
Thanks, guys. Every day is the best day ever, especially when you have an alien named O as your friend. In the DreamWorks animation movie Home, O, an adorable alien, moves to Earth to escape an evil intergalactic race and ends up befriending a young girl, Tip, and her cat named Pig. The two form an unlikely friendship as they travel across the world to reunite Tip with her mother. The film is based off the children's book, The True Meaning of Smek Day by Adam Rex. Rihanna and Jennifer Lopez lead the all-star cast, with Rihanna voicing Tip and J-Lo voicing Tip's mother. Big Bang Theory's Jim Parsons voices the quirky but lovable O. The leading ladies also lend their musical talents to a groovy motion picture soundtrack. Feel the Light, performed by J-Lo, and Dancing in the Dark, performed by Rihanna, will have you dancing up and down the theater aisles. O would definitely approve. To add to the intergalactic experience and to feel extremely close to the action, you can see Home in 3D. You'll probably feel awesome wearing 3D glasses just like these. And speaking of reunited and coming home, this was a theme for Furious 7, starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Paul Walker. In the 7th installment, yes, 7th, the crew are back again and racing against time. Haha, get it? To terminate enemies, as well as a computer terrorist program called God's Eye, which will turn technological devices into weapons if not stopped in time. Be prepared for a lot of, what else? Car racing, shootouts, violence, pretty people, exotic locations, and a very muscular Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Seriously, dude, can you give me some advice on how to get some big guns? Sadly, I think I'm lacking in that department. The film paid a touching tribute to the late Paul Walker, who passed away in a tragic car accident halfway during filming. The film went on a hiatus and had to be rewritten, and Paul's lookalike brothers, Cody and Caleb, were enlisted as stand-ins to carry out Paul's legacy for the remainder of the film. Paul had one last ride, and I know he's looking down from his racetrack above. You won't want to miss this amazing send-off to a fine actor. We'll miss you, Paul. That's it for me, and to answer your question, yes, Mr. Feeney is my father. Back to you guys.
I knew it!
Knew it. Great. We got to celebrate. We're going to cut to commercial while we have a dance party. Sound good?
All right, sounds great.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Get out to the forest
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo! Hey guys, wait up!
and discover the wonders of nature with your family.
These trees are the key to our way of life.
Fresh air,
What a glorious morning!
clean water,
Woohoo! This is great!
and endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle! Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Dance party. Welcome back to The Dish, the only show that will never, ever leave One Direction behind.
Give it a rest, Jamie.
Never.
Well, want another reason to love Ed Sheeran? Well, your favorite singing ginger was last seen crashing a wedding in Sydney, Australia for the superfan couple of Matt and Kaya. Ed pulled an Adam Sandler and whipped out his guitar to become the wedding singer he's always wanted to be. He performed Thinking Out Loud for their first dance and wished the newlyweds a happy marriage and lots of babies. Unfortunately for Ed, there was no confession of his love for a special someone like in the movies. Oh well. Up next for Ed Sheeran, singing for birthdays, sweet 16s, bat mitzvahs, and even special holiday shindigs.
Steven Tyler is heading south. The Aerosmith legend just announced this week that the Grand Ole Opry that he has been working on a new solo country album in his new home in Nashville. For those of you who can't say dream on to Tyler being able to trade his rock and roll soul for country wings, the singer wants to remind us that he grew up in the woods of New Hampshire and has more country than people think. Stephen, I think your sense of direction is broken. New Hampshire is very much part of the northeastern United States. But despite his desperate need of a new compass, we don't want to miss a thing of this new Steven Tyler singing about tractors and drinking beer on the front porch whenever and wherever this album comes out. Yep.
Don't believe me? Just watch. As of this week, Mark Ronson's Uptown Funk featuring Bruno Mars is the longest leading Billboard Hot 100 of the 2010s, ruling the chart for 13 weeks and surpassing the previous owner of the title Blurred Lines. In other words, Blurred Lines was just 2013's Drunken Mistake, whereas in 2015, Uptown Funk can take its rightful place as song supreme of this decade. So no, Robin Thicke, we don't want it and your sexist attitude. We want to go to Uptown and walk past your courtroom window dancing to this funky, fresh beat. There's nothing blurry about a song that's about being too hot damn, and dancing with your squad, and we're all very thankful for that. I just hope that Dragon Bruno Mars, sent into retirement, is doing all right.
Good news for your inner nostalgic longings of childhood. Hilary Duff is making a comeback and coming clean. That's right, our very own Lizzie McGuire Disney Channel pop star is on the rise and putting out new music as well as Little Mermaid-inspired aqua-dyed locks. Last year we were graced after 6 years of silence with her 2 hit tracks Chasing the Sun and All About You, but this time she promises a full album. Even though Hilary states it is going to take a little longer to get the full album out, we can be satisfied with a preview of her soon-to-be-released single, Sparks. You can also catch Lizzie on the new TV Land series Younger alongside Broadway star and Bunhead's ballerina dropout Sutton Foster. This is truly what dreams are made of. Whatever was happening to Hilary before this is so yesterday as she assumes the throne as our queen once again. Welcome back.
We now turn to Hunter Reese. You know, Jamie, I heard he has some opinions on some springtime jams.
Are they lady jams?
Good Lord, I hope so.
Hunter, what do you have for us? Say lady jams.
Thanks, guys. Funny that you mentioned lady jams because have I got something for you. From the voice of a Disney animated movie to her new single, Bitch Better Have My Money, Rihanna keeps us on our toes as always. The song gained popularity after Rihanna conspired with Jimmy Kimmel's wife to sneak into his bedroom and wake him up with the song as an April Fool's Day joke. The presumed preview single to her 8th studio album, Better Have My Money, is far from the up-tempo pop songs we have come to know from Ri. Instead of offering us her umbrella or asking us to stay, she's calling us names and demanding money. Come on, Rihanna, that's no way to make friends. Full of anger and 4-letter words, the track asserts her dominance in the music business with lines like, don't act like you forgot, I call the shots. Well, Rihanna, you're going to have to fight Queen Bey for that spot, and we all know who I'll be betting on. Wale follows a few disappointing albums with a nod to his breakout 2008 The Mixtape About Nothing, in which Wale drew inspiration from the sitcom Seinfeld and included clips from the show. This new project, called The Album About Nothing, also reflects an interest in the show, but Wale no longer has to rely on audio clips, thank God. This time, Wale counts Jerry as a friend and uses original sound bites to populate his songs. Far from a flashback to the 90s, these Seinfeld bites are actually integrated pretty seamlessly into the album. One of the more serious tracks, The Matrimony, even features smooth vocals from ushers and acts as a letter to Wale's future soulmate. But though the tracks can hold their own individually, together they really do not make up a great album. It seems to be about nothing. Next time, try the album about something. Ludacris emerges from Hollywood and comes back to the music business fast and furious. After appearing in films such as New Year's Eve and the Fast and Furious series in recent years, Ludacris has released his first album since 2010, titled Ludaversal. The album is Luda's 8th and features 18 songs that are overall pretty moody. He throws plenty of shade to the music industry, rapping that they want to see us with no money, hungover and missing flights, cutting our show money. But Ludacris also nods to how he's grown up on the tracks, like Grass is Always Greener, saying, I used to be out, partying every damn night. Now I'd rather sometimes be with my kids. All right, Ludacris? With collaborations from CeeLo Green, Rick Ross, and even Jason Aldean, Ludaversal doesn't bring too many surprises. But it's still hard to believe that these tracks came from the same guy who played a DJing elf in a Christmas movie or Ice-T's stepson on SVU. Well, that's all I have today, but luckily our man on the street, Anthony, has an update on how Emerson is coping with the tragic news regarding One Direction.
We're here on the streets of Boston to find out how people are coping with the tragic news that Zayn Malik has left One Direction. How could he ever? And how do you feel about the devastating news about Zayn Malik leaving One Direction?
It doesn't matter to me.
I can't sleep.
The other four were kind of bringing him down, so I think it's like the best case scenario, honestly.
Do you think like stock in like tissue companies, like tissue paper companies, has just gone up, just skyrocketed?
Absolutely. I'm sure that it's just great for the the tissue market, and I bet they're doing great.
You know what? Zayn Malik is probably just single-handedly just ruining the environment right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's such a jerk. On 2 counts. Leaving One Direction and also destroying the environment.
When we, as a society, look back on the tragedies that have hit us as a human race, Zayn leaving One Direction will definitely be up there.
It's definitely right up there with like Benghazi and like Malaysia Airlines, right?
Oh, absolutely, if not higher.
The band's got like 1 year left without him, let's be real.
I don't know if you guys know, Ringo Starr, one of the members of the Beatles, he sounded like to me like he was throwing some shade. He said, well, maybe now they'll be going in the right direction.
That's rude. I think that's rude. Do you think that's rude?
That's aggressive. It's aggressive on Ringo's part.
I don't appreciate it.
Well, we all know how Ringo's career went after the Beatles, so
Shade? Her shade might have been better than Ringo's. Yeah, she has shade for days. You would never expect it.
yeah.
She's like, emoji.
Who are the Beatles?
Maybe he feels like he was the Zayn of the Beatles. I disagree with those comments. I think the only right direction is the direction where all 5 of those boys are together, making art.
What direction was that?
One Direction.
You heard it here first. Even at the land of hipsters, Emerson College, people are deeply affected by the unexpected tragedy that was Zayn Malik's departure from One Direction. Not sure quite exactly how we'll cope, but we'll get through it together. Boston strong. Back to you in the studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm heartbroken, but that is our show. We will see you in 2 weeks for our finale. I've been Jamie Sanders.
And I'm Allie Reed. Bye, guys.
Bye.